So the next hemming stitch we're going to do is called a slip stitch. It is a stitch that is invisible on both sides of the fabric. So when you are done with this stitch, you should not be able to see it unless you really make an effort to pull the hem apart. The picture in the book, on the blue book on page 13, is not what it should look like. Figure 5 on page 13 shows what looks like little V's or U's. You should not see that. It's not correct. Don't follow it. Okay, I'm going to tell you this class. I'm telling you this on the video. You need to follow the directions that I show you so that your stitch comes out beautiful. This is probably my favorite stitch. It's very versatile, I think. It makes a beautiful finished product, and it's the kind of thing where, you know, if you were sewing something, people are wondering, how did you do it? So the first thing we're going to do with this is, well, just so you know, everything on a slip stitch is done on the fold. So your stitches come in and out and slide through this fold. This is the key factor in sewing this stitch. So the way we're going to start is we're going to put the needle inside the fold here. See, there's kind of 3 pieces of fabric. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my needle in and I'm going to come out directly. See how I am? My needle is coming out right on that fold. And when I pull through, I'm going to hide my thread, hide my knot. Everything's hidden, so I'm starting off on a good foot with everything hidden. Okay, as with any hemming stitch, you are working to not be able to see it on the outside of the garment. So you are going to always be working for that single yarn. Now, here is where my thread came out of. What I'm going to do is directly below that, I'm going to take a single yarn off of the outer fabric, which is the fabric that you would see on the outside of the garment. Okay, I'm going to take my single yarn. Have some patience with this. My eyesight's getting bad, so I'm having trouble just in general. All right, so I'm going to pull through my single yarn. This stitch I want you to do step by step. So I pulled my single yarn. I'm going to show you this up close. Okay, see how there's a direct line? Let me see if I can get it in focus. There's a direct line from where the thread came out of the fold to the fabric on the outer fabric. All right, my next step is to go right back up in that hole where that thread came out of on the fold. That's my goal. Go right back up in there. Okay, and I'm going to tip my needle and I'm going to slip my needle down about 1/4 inch in the fold, and I'm going to come out on the fold. So hence the name slip stitch. You're going to go back up into the fold, slip it down about 1/4 inch and pull through. Now I want to show you what happens. So this is what it looks like. This is what the picture in the book looks like. Okay, you'll see, like, mine doesn't really look like the book, like a V, because it really shouldn't. I think they exaggerated in the book. Now watch what happens when I pull away at the tension. You can't see it at all. Remember, if this was white thread, you really wouldn't be able to see it. There's nothing on this side, and there's nothing on this side. Once again, I'm going to take a single yarn right below where my thread came out of the fold. I'm going to pull through. All right, and I'm going to go right back up in where my thread came out of, and I'm going to slip over no more than 1/4 inch. You can go smaller. Sometimes it gets a little puckery. And when I pull, once again, disappears. It's really a beautiful stitch. If you're sewing a quilt or a pillow, or anything with a fold or two. Two folds is actually easier to sew together, like a pillow or a quilt. It just makes life so much easier to do this stitch. And it comes out so professional looking. Okay, last one. I'm going to go right back up into the fold. Slip over about 1/4 of an inch and come out. And the last thing I do is always give it a gentle but firm tug so that you don't see anything, either side.